Welcome to the last part of graphs of polynomials. Here we're going to concentrate on questions that have to do with equations. So we're going to answer this question. Use the graph to solve the following. So there's a graph here. So they want us to use this graph to solve the following equations. So on equations, there are three types of questions that come. The first two are these ones, which are solved in the same way. Then the third one is even simpler. The method is the same, but the way it is structured, sometimes you might get confused, but it is easy. So I'll emphasize on these two, but of course I'll give more insight on the third, which is not part of these two. So the first one is use the graph to solve the following: negative 2x squared minus x plus 8 is equal to 0. So the steps to do are simple. The first thing you do is you generate the equation of the line to plot using the equation of the graph and the one given. So what does it mean? For you to use your graph to solve the equation, you need to draw a line. Okay, always when you're supposed to use your graph to solve the equation, you're supposed to draw a line on the graph. Then where that line meets the graph, that's where your answers are. So now how do you come up with the line? So to come up with the line, what you do is you get the equation you have been given, which is negative 2x squared minus x plus 8 is equals to 0. You write it like this. Don't mind the brackets. I just wanted you to see that this is one equation, as you're going to see. But if you want, you can be putting them. If you don't want, you shouldn't be putting them. Then the next is you get the equation of the graph. So this is the equation of the graph. Of course, it will be given in the question. It's the one that you use to plot the graph, I mean the curve. So the equation of the curve is y is equal to negative 2x squared minus x plus 8. So from here, what I would advise is to rearrange the equation on the bottom such that it looks like this. It cannot look like this, but somehow you can rearrange so that it looks like this. So how do you do that? You make sure that things that are the same, they are in the same line. You can rearrange. You can put the equal sign somewhere here, and the y you can put it here. Then these things which are the same, you can put them on the left, like so. So as you can see, it's the same equation, just that y I've put it on the right, and the rest I've put them on the left, so that these things which are similar, they are on top of each other, and of course these things which are different are on top of each other. Hope you get the idea. Then from there you can subtract. So subtract what is on the top and what is on the bottom. So here is something to notice. 100 minus 100 it's 0. Million minus million is 0. Anything minus anything it's 0. So if things are similar, they will give you 0. So negative 2x squared minus negative 2x squared, it will be 0. This 0, this 0. So we have 0 on the left, and on the right it's going to be 0 minus y. We can write that 0 minus y, but it's a waste of time. 0 minus y, you know, it's negative y, so you can just write negative y. But if you're not sure, you can write 0 minus y. So here we've just written 1 0 because we're going to have 0 0 0, and if we add or subtract the zeros, we're going to get 0. All right, then from there we can solve this one now. 0 is equal to 0 minus y. So we're going to have 0 minus y is negative y. We can divide both sides by negative 1, and we're going to have 0 is equal to y. So I've just divided this side by negative 1 and this side by negative 1, so that we remain with y. So we'll have y is equal to 0, which is just this, 0 is equal to y, which is just the same as y is equal to 0. So now, what is y is equal to 0? So y is equal to 0 is just a straight line that cuts the y-axis at 0. A straight line that cuts the y-axis at 0. Okay, that's y is equal to 0. So we're talking about this line. Oh, by the way, the second step, of course, is to draw the line from the resulting equation. So then step 3, I'm going to show you. So this is the line that cuts the y-axis at 0. So this is the y-axis, its 0 is here. So you draw a horizontal line, or a line that is parallel to the x-axis, a horizontal line that cuts the y-axis at 0, which is this one. Now when you are done, you have to now get your answers. So step 1 is to come up with the equation for plotting the line, which we have, and it is this. Step 2 is to draw the line, which is this. Step 3 is to identify the points on the line that meets the curve, and the x values of the points are solutions or are the answers. So we look at the points where the curve meets the line, which are here and here. Okay, so these are the points where the curve meets the line. So the coordinates of these points, their x values are the answer. So we get the x value here and the x value here. When we do that, we're going to have x as negative 1.8. According to me, this is negative 1.8 and this is 2.2. So these are my x values, negative 1.8 and 2.2. So this is my answer. Okay, we are solving the equation, remember. So solving the equation should give you x is equal to something or x is equal to something. All right, so let's go to the second type of question. X minus 2 equals negative 2x squared minus x plus 8. So the steps are similar, but with just a little bit of tweaking to attain certain objectives. So I've just written the second equation, which is x minus 2 equals negative 2x squared minus x plus 8. Then I'll write my equation of the graph, which is y is equal to negative 2x squared minus x plus 8. So here I'm lucky because I can see that these things are different. The equal signs are on the same point, and this is similar to this. This is similar to this. This is similar to this, which is okay. I can subtract. So when I subtract, we know these things are the same, so we're going to have 0 here, and this side we're going to have x minus 2 minus y. So x minus 2 minus y, the other side 0. So what I've done is just this. If you want, you can say x minus 0, there is nothing here, so you can say 0x minus 0, it's x. Negative 2 minus y is negative 2 minus y, but it's kind of confusing. The best is just to take it the way it is, the whole of it. X minus 2 minus y, which you have just written here, equals, then everything is going to be 0 this side. These are not like them, so you cannot add them. The next is to solve for y, make y subject. So when you make y subject, so this we did not do in the other one, because when we solved with y, actually we did when we even divided by negative 1, we made y subject. So even here we make y subject. So take we can even take y the other side, or we can take x minus 2 the other side, then we divide by negative 1 for those who can see what I'm trying to say. But the easiest here is to take y the other side so that it becomes positive. Then we have made y subject like this. X minus 2 is equal to y. So we can rearrange. We're going to have y is equal to x minus 2. So now we are done. We've made y subject. So how do we come up with a line from this? To come up with a line from this, it's not an easy task. Okay, it is easy, but it is not as straightforward as that one where we look at where the line cuts the y-axis at a certain point. So for this one, we need to come up with a grid. So a grid is something like this. So you come up with x and y. You choose you choose any points on your x-axis that you want. Me, I like choosing 0. It is easy to solve. So 0 and 2. These are the points I've chosen. The next is to find the values of y. How do you find the values of y? We use the skills that we learned in variation, for those who did variation, where y and x vary directly. So what I'm trying to say is, we just substitute where there's x, we put 0, so that we get the value of y. So we use this equation. So where there's x, we'll put 0. 0 minus 2 is going to give us negative 2. Meaning that when x is 0, y is negative 2. So we can write negative 2 here. Next, we go to 2. So again, we use the equation, which is y is equal to x minus 2. Where there's x, we put 2. When we do that, we're going to have y is equal to 2 minus 2, which is going to be y is equal to 0. So y is going to give us 0. So we have 2 and 0. So these are the points, the coordinates 0, negative 2 and 2, 0. So we're going to put these 2 points on the graph, then we'll connect them with a straight line. We'll make sure that the straight line is as long as it can be, so that it cuts all the curve at all points possible. So we're going to put 0, negative 2 is there, and 2, 0 is there. So now I'm going to draw a straight line that connects these 2 points, making sure that it cuts the curve at all possible points. So this is my line. So now I've drawn the line, it cuts the curve here and here. So now that I've drawn the line, what's next? Even just like in the previous one, we get the x values of the point where the line meets the curve. So we get the x value of here and the x value of here. So what's the x value of here? Here, for those who are able to tell, you can just tell the coordinates of this point, then you say the x value. But for some of us who are not good with points, you can just get your rule. Then where they meet, you follow this line upwards. You can use you can use a pencil to draw dotted lines that goes to look for the value of x on the x-axis. Like sorry, this is y is equal to x minus 2, and so I'm talking about this line. So you draw this line, it reads you here. So you read the value of here. What's the value here? Then also on this other side, they are meeting somewhere here. So here, since it is on the x-axis, there's no need to draw a line. You can get the value just here where they are meeting, since it's near the x-axis. So the 2 points are negative 2.3 and 2.2. So these are your answers. X is equal to negative 2.3 and x is equal to 2.2. So this is how to solve this question. So a third type of question comes like this. So I'll just narrate it. It says they'll say draw the graph. They'll say on the same graph draw the line, or they'll just say on the same graph draw y is equal to 2x. That's all. On the same graph draw y is equal to 2x. So you have to draw y is equal to 2x. How do you draw it? Use the grid. So you write y is equal to 2x, which means there's no need to do this all craziness. You start it from here. So it will be like y is equal to 2x. Then you do your grid, you choose the 2 points that you want, you put the value of 0, you get the value of y. I mean, you put the value of x, you get the value of y. You put another value of x, you get the value of y. When you have this, you can put your 2 points. When you put your 2 points, you connect them with a straight line. You are done. But after that, there will be a follow-up question which says hence or otherwise solve the equation. So in the hence or otherwise solve the equation, they write an equation in such that you have the part, you have one side which looks exactly like your curve, then the other side which looks exactly like the line you are given to draw. So where there's y here, they'll put like where there's y here, they'll write it like this. They'll put the line where we're talking about the line 2x, so it will be like 2x is equal to negative 2x squared minus x plus 8. So one side you have one side of your graph, the other side you have the equation of the line. So when that is done, that doesn't matter. You don't have to do anything. You have to go on your graph and get identify the point where the line meets the curve and get the x values. That's all. Nothing to solve. Hope for those who have access to my notes, or for those who are in my class, hope you are going to I'm going to make sure that I give you questions for this third type. So this is where we end. Happy solving.